a black activist and a white activist. The way like the media covers them, it's hilarious. If it wasn't I wouldn't even do this, man. We'll be right back on the Keep It P podcast.
The Negro treatment.
I didn't do anything that did anything.
The Negro treatment.
No.
The Negro treatment. The Negro treatment.
The Negro treatment. This is Jay Lava. This is Keep It P podcast, where we take news, situations, everyday occurrences, and indeed we show how one could have and could not have been keeping it P. And this media thing right here, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, this is crazy. So it says, protester, cop city activists killing doesn't make sense. Really? Don't make sense, huh? Man, it never makes sense. Look what picture that they used, though. Have you ever seen them use an activist picture with them laying up with they little baby cousin chilling? Nah, you ain't never seen them use no picture like that, fam. It just don't happen. Anyway, it says Tortuguita's contagious voice rang out from the platform amidst the tall pines the first time Vienna met them. Who goes there? She remembers them calling. They're making this a Shakespearean story about. So first of all, it says this picture. It's the photo provided of Daniel Esteban P.S. shows Tortuguita left and their nephew in 2020 in Charleston, South Carolina. Officials said officers fatally shot him in self-defense after the protester shot a trooper. So this dude shot a trooper. I want y'all to just kind of get this, how this goes in your head. Like I want you to see what you're looking at. I want you to see how this story goes. So this is a dude who shot a trooper. What up, Seti? This is a dude who shot a trooper. But his murder doesn't make sense. Oh my God. Why did they shoot? Do you hear the logic of what they're saying here? And they're like, why did you guys shoot him? He only shot a trooper. He should be alive. You should have took him to Culver's. That's what they're saying here. It says Vienna quickly identified himself, and Tortuguita's watchfulness melted in. I'm not reading all of that. They're not finna paint this picture of this cop killer in Langston Hughes language. I'm not finna read that. It's some sort of kind of love story thing that they're doing there. I'm not doing that. Let's start where the stuff begins. It says that was before January 18th police operation that ended in gunfire. Now let's get to it. See, leaving 26-year-old Tortuguita dead and a state trooper hospitalized, shot in the abdomen, officials say. So the man that shot the police in the abdomen, and they trying to figure out, well, why did he have to die? What? I can't believe what I'm reading. He was given a name, Manuel Esteban, shot the trooper. Activists argue it was a state-sanctioned murder. You talking about like what happened to black people? This ain't even the same, man. We talking about them killing unarmed black people who for traffic tickets. You're out here playing real life GTA, shooting at police trying to get different star levels, and they popped you. Ain't that what's supposed to happen? Anyway, outrage over the event has galvanized leftists around the world, with visuals from Seattle to Chicago, London to Germany. But when they say leftists, they kind of saying those Negro lovers. They you know, it's weird too. Like, they kind of want to be like black people. They always trying to blame black people. Black people, leftists is kind of like a slang for black people, but you know, just like they was happy about like Kyle Rittenhouse killing old boy because they was out there protesting for some black people shit. You see, you gotta kind of understand Dub S. If you don't understand white supremacy, everything else is just gonna confuse you. So you kind of gotta know those things. But environmentalists for years have argued, officials had turned to land and park space, arguing that the tall, straight pines and oaks were vital to preserve Atlanta's tree. What the hell are they talking about? They go from visuals, now they're talking about tree canopies to minimize flooding. I don't read these articles before I do, and this one is just for a loop, because they're jumping in and out of what he did, like with some fluffy cloud stuff. Because the very next paragraph is the planned development, largely financed by private corporation donations, engaged activists. Trees would be raised and built a shooting range, a mock village to rehearse raids and driving courses, practices, chases ahead. So they're explaining the Cop City and why he might have had a motive. And so they're giving him a motive on why he shot the cop, because he was so outraged because Cop City was coming. This is the most ridiculous article I've ever read ever in life. I'm sorry, y'all. Yeah, do you hear what I'm saying? Man, hold on. Y'all should see these comments over here, because Cuz is over here going in. Listen, first of all, real quick before I forget, shout out to who just called me today? Somebody, one of the family, man, just lost their moms, man. So little moment of silence for that. But yeah, they're reaching. They're surely reaching. Hold on. Let me get back to this real quick. So all of this about how he's mad about this, all of this going. A month after December's altercation with police, Tigger was dead. Killed as officers tried to clear remaining protesters from a site. 7 others were arrested on domestic terrorism charges during the authorities were called a clear operation. The Georgia Bureau of Investigations has said that there is no body camera or dash cam footage of the shooting, but that the ballistic analytics show the trooper was shot by the bullet from the handgun from his possession. So what are we talking about here? What was all the rest of that then? Why y'all had to wait? Why y'all had to go paragraph, all these extra paragraphs to get to that? That's all we needed to know. It says the GBI said Tortuguita was inside a tent and did not comply with the officer's commands. Should have complied prior to the firing of the authorities. Vienna declined to comment when he was asked whether she knew if her partner had a gun. Though the GBI says records show T-Dude legally purchased firearms in 2020. So of course he had a gun. They all have guns. You know what the gun do. Vienna, which I guess is his girl or another activist, that was there, questioned the official version of the events, calling calling the shooting a murder, accusing the officials of an inconsistent and vague narrative, demanding an independent investigation. But when we say do that and all of that, though, we tripping. We should just trust it. Why don't y'all just trust the law? Why don't y'all just trust what they got to say? And why don't y'all just obey? That's what you should be doing. That's what I'm saying. Like when we be saying we need the extra investigations and all of that, y'all don't be doing all of that. Oh, but now it's state sanctioned murder and vague narratives. Yeah, that's what they do to us. And mind you, though, let me copy this real quick because I want y'all to know. I want y'all to remember who they talking about here. We talking about Cuz right here. This dude, the picture of that dude, he shot the police in the stomach, and they trying to figure out why he dead. So usually the propaganda comes in the last couple paragraphs of the story. So it says, P.S. Tigrera, 31-year-old brother from Texas, said his family is heartbroken. Oh, now they give him family testimony? I can't believe this. Wow. So they just choose to turn on and turn off. What happened to the Blue Lives Matter and all of that? What happened? Over a cop? They talking about more. Do y'all see this? They talking about more about the victim. Who's really the victim? Well, the cop didn't die, so he died. But he's a victim of the cop killing him. And they're talking more about the victim than the cop that was shot. Wow. It goes. Now they're saying he was a privileged person, but he chose to be homeless, to be with the people that needed his caring. Oh, they trying to make him a saint. So his people had paper, and he was out there doing drugs, basically. I don't mean to disparage him and all of that, but when you say homeless, I mean, like, what else would have you out on the streets just roaming around if there wasn't drugs involved? Like, come on, let's keep that real, fam. Bring out the violence straight up, like, for real. This is the funny. Sounds like the defense. I swear to God, like, they don't even care that their homeboy got shot. Sounds like apparently like nobody cares about what happened to the cop that got shot. Lastly, it says, for a long time, P.S. said that he didn't care about the forest's fate, and he was far more concerned about Tierra's safety. I told my sibling, if you were ever going to die, I'm going to dump oil and hazardous materials in your stupid forest, P.S. recalled, his voice crackling. They called my bluff. I care about the forest now. I couldn't read all of that fluff in between because they trying to tie it back into, that's what they leave you with. This is an outrage. This is the dumbest. This is the dumbest article I've ever read about a person that shot at police. How is it that his killing doesn't make sense? It makes perfect sense. He was out there on the narcotics, in the street protesting, accosted by police as that stuff happens. He took it there, shot him, and they killed him. That's it. Anyway, I ain't gonna hold you, man. That one right there threw me for a loop. I usually try to make sense with an ABC after school special. I'm trying to make sense of this because usually, I'd be able to sum up what I've read, like what did we remember? I'd be like, what have we learned here today, kids? And all I could deduce from this one is Operation Protect the White Boy at All Costs is in full effect. I wonder if the officer must have been ethnic of some sort, because they're going way too heavy on the victim here, and they're demanding why he's dead. Yeah, it can't make sense out of nonsense, but I got a little something for it. I'm saying that the officer is a little ethnic, and Operation Save the White Boy is in full effect, and they're sending a message like, hey, y'all can shoot Negroes and all of that, man. Y'all can do what you do, but y'all shot a white boy here, and we need answers. I think that's what happened. No matter he shot us, it doesn't matter that he shot a trooper in the stomach. That doesn't matter, Johnson. You shot a red-blooded American white boy, and you gotta pay. Anyway, I ain't gonna hold you, but I'm emoji, fold you, and scold you about being on code. Here, let me look you square in the eye, buddy. 4 words: love, peace, blessings, and aloha. I'm out the Doha for sure. How you already know how. Take these commercials before I go high. Yee.
Sandra Blackwood for Hot Lava Music TV. First off, let's get this straight. I only want a boss. And I like to see a boss and boss shit. Where can you get boss shit, you ask? Well, dig this player. Boss 3 Anti Clothing got that drip for you and your missus. Now first, go follow at Boss 3 Anti Clothing on IG to see more real boss shit. And second, please log on to boss3anticlothing.com. That's boss3anticlothing.com.
We need to go out here and say exactly what we want. And we got to say it with our chest. And we kind of start pussyfooting around, and we got to stop being scared to say exactly what we want, what we need. We need that paper. Say it with your chest. Damn all that. We need justice. We need y'all to love us. No. We don't need that paper. We need reparations in the form of a check. Let's stop being afraid to say it.